What's going on YouTube? Just to follow videos, Toe Prodigy prints on TikTok. I'd make like a beginner friendly video, basically beginner to beginner for resin printing. I've been doing this for probably a little over 90 days and just want to give help to some fellow beginners. I started off with this Elegoo Saturn 3. It's great for your taller prints. It's got a bigger build plate and it's good for tall prints. So if you're doing models, but the Elegoo Mars 4 Max I feel is really good for your basic smaller accessories or action figure parts, or in his case, parts to masks, etc. So I highly recommend this. They do have a Saturn 4 and the Mars 5, but those are brand new and they're still like settings and the technology changed, the resin settings and stuff. They're still trying to figure that out. So I would stick with these older models like Resin 1. If you're using that resin like I am, the settings are already there. So the biggest thing is safety. So I get these nitro gloves 2-pack from Sam's Club, I think for like 12 bucks. And then here I've got my goggles and my respirator. And then this covers for the Saturn 3. Like I'm not gonna be printing for a while, I can put it over that so there's not an issue with the resin. And then I have these little, I don't know where I got these from, but threw different stuff in here. Got the X-Acto knife, some super glue, extra scrapers, tweezers, files. And then you'll definitely need, this UV light is great, got off Amazon in case you need to cure on the spot, so this is good. Or if you need to fuse parts, like you can take some extra resin and then cure it with this. And then just when you're doing your bed leveling, so keeping those parts in there. Some lint-free wipes. These help with getting that extra stuff. If you need to totally clean your vat, these are a big help. And the biggest thing is the microfiber towels. I got these from Sam's Club too. These are a pack of 25 for pretty cheap. And those are great. So you'll see here, I have, basically when you were a kid in the lunch line, right? So I have 2 of these and I put the microfiber towel. So basically when I have a print I need to pull off. So I take the print and put it here in the wash station, your IPA. So here I have 91% IPA in this squirt bottle, which works great, spray bottle. But you're putting your prints in here to cure them, and then when I pull them out, I put them onto here, and that way any extra IPA or resin is going to leak onto here. And then your scraper to scrape it off. I got a plastic scraper just in case if I need to, like, I went from that really to this because this has a flexible and it's not going to mess up the bottom of your vat or your FEP. So that way I can kind of feel around after prints to make sure there's nothing sticking to the bottoms, to make sure I don't have to clear it out. But anyway, you got your wash and cure station, right? So print, wash, cure. So your setup, your basically your assembly line is key too, right? So I highly recommend the wash and cure station. Makes life easier. And then I do a 2-step wash. So I do the initial wash with the plate. I put the plate in here because you can use the big plate or the small plate inside of here. You can't really see it, but there's a piece that'll hold the small plate. You pull that out and I can put the bigger plate in here as well. And then after that, then I use this little, I think I learned from Faux Hammer. Then I put all my parts in here as a secondary wash. Some people do it opposite, or they do 3 washes. Whatever. And then after I wash it, I let it sit over here. Actually, I have 3 trays. So I let it sit over here overnight or hours, usually about 24 hours. I let it sit overnight. Again, microfibers, these are great. I do use, I don't have a roll right now, I ran out. But I do use shop towels if I just need to do like some cleanup of certain things. But these things, you basically use them for a week, like this one. This is my main one, right? I use for a week, throw it out, no big deal. So I got plenty of microfiber towels over here. And then this scraper is great. This is a plastic razor blade scraper. So like usually I use on the bottom of my FEP very carefully, or certain things, I use this. And then again, it's just having stuff here. And I use this, it's kind of whatever, but you can use whatever. But I use this to kind of, when you put in fresh or resin, or even old resin, just kind of stir it around before you start your print if it's been sitting around for a while. And then I'll use old toothbrush during like if I'm doing my second or third wash phase and I feel like there's a little gunk in there, you can use that to get that little pieces, get more into the details of things. Oh, and then these mats, these are like doggy mats that I put on the bottom in case if I were to have any issues, a spillage or something, at least it'll kind of get caught because they have lips. So it's not just gonna hit my table and fall off. At least it'll hit the lip if it's not too bad and basically stay in there. So I got one under each printer. I think they were fairly cheap, like $6. And then tweezers, these are great for the smaller supports. These thin tweezers. I have the bigger ones for my FDM stuff. And then your thumb drives, right? So this one, I highly recommend your thumb drives. This one's a SanDisk. This one worked really well on the Saturn. For some reason, it doesn't really work on this one. So I have a different thumb drive for my Mars, but I would definitely recommend replacing those pretty quickly. And then you can see I got an extra microfiber towel just around in general for basic cleanup. I have this here because when I have all my scraps, my support leftovers, I'm not going to put it directly on my plate like my regular parts. I put it on top of here and then put it on a plate and let it run for like 10 minutes to cure. And that's why I got this trash bag down here for extra, supports that I've cured, or FDM supports. So all that goes in there. And over here with my resin, this is just I collect baseball cards. There's an extra monster box I had laying around, so I took out, there was a slit here, or a divider here and here, so I took that out and I managed to fit these kilogram bottles perfectly. And this is like a 3 kilogram bottle. This is a 500 gram bottle. And then of course I got my IPA. A lot of people say use 99, but I just use 91% because we have drawing a blank on this store now, but it's a little store. I get them for like $2 a bottle. I'm big on the Resi 1 stuff, so I'm using the F69 for flex, and I use the F80. Elegoo, I've switched from Elegoo. This is I just have this, keep extra bottles, that way if you do have to clean your vat, you can put obviously in the bottles. And then the funnels, I got one funnel for gray and one for black. But right now, for my gray, I've moved over to Soraya Tech for ABS-like. And then for black, I'm using Sunlu. And like I said, I've been using Resi 1 for like the TH72 gray, which is more flexible stuff. But yeah, and I have some resin back there I'm not even using. Got some extra bottles of IPA. And again, this is just, I have a plastic thing under here, so in case anything leaked through. And then you can see in here, I put the shop towels underneath between the box. So if there's any leakage from when I'm putting it in and not paying attention, if I hadn't clean up or when there is any leakage, like you can see here, it's gonna hit that shop towel before it hits the box. And worst case, it goes to the box, it's gonna hit this plastic. So easy cleanup, and IPA works wonders. And then back here, you'll see I have the purifier. Highly recommend. I have this purifier hooked up to my Saturn, and then I just have a random air purifier. I'm not sure how good it is, but I'll let that run for like 4 hours at a time just to get any extra stuff going around to kind of keep my garage from getting too stinky in here. And then your boxes, keep them for at least 30 days. So if you have an issue with your printer, you can send them back because they want it sent back. So you'll see I have my box, my FDM printer too, which is Bamboo Lab. But anyway, I kept the Elegoo boxes. And then I have this here, so I can, about every 30 days or so, when this gets really dirty, I'll put this in here. I'll let it sit outside for maybe a week, and then I can dump it because everything's been cured as far as the resin and the IPA. And then, and then this, you're probably wondering about this jacket. It's like being a mad scientist. I also wear this jacket too, so that way if I get any splashes, it's gonna hit the rain jacket. It's a cheapy rain jacket. It'll hit the rain jacket and not me or my clothes. It's not too long. I mean, it kind of covers my pants, but it just keeps from me getting stuff all over myself. And that's just FDM. I just recently got into FDM, so I won't get into that. This is basically resin from one beginner to the next beginner who wants to come in, right? But yeah, that's the setup here. So you can see there's a lot of things that it's not just getting the printer and getting your resin, right? So you got a lot of things that equate into this, and over time I've learned. So I just wanted to teach other beginners of, you know, you want your setup, right? How is everything organized, and get a workflow. Because at one point I just had this, I still had this big old table. I want to change these tables again, but you know, I got this big old table. Again, this table's easy to clean. You can probably get this again at Sam's Club, a table like this, really cheap. I think maybe 30 to 50 to 60 bucks. And this one's probably a good 7-8 foot long table. But for me, it worked. Because initially I just had this one printer in the middle. So within 90 days, I've gotten these 3 printers. But I had this one in the middle, and I had the wash on one side and a cure on the other. Got 2 more printers, because basically what I do is I run my black mixed resin here. I run my gray resin here, whether it's ABS or TH72. And then I run my flexible resin here, whether it's the Resin 1 F69 or F80. And that way I didn't have to keep clearing out the vat on the same one. I got one of these I got open box, brand new. One was open box, maybe they were both open box. I got them fairly cheap, thankfully. And then also if I needed to do bigger prints, I have this one available, worst case. I'm going to try clear resin pretty soon. I have it on the way. It should be here today or tomorrow. I'm going to do some clear resin stuff, so I have to clean out probably one of those to do some clear resin testing. But like I said, the workflow works for me. You know, take the top off, boom, there's my wash, there's my cure, and it's, you know, kind of like a process, right? Just boom, 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 boom. But yeah, I'll try to link as much of the stuff as I can down below for affiliate links through Amazon, because a lot of stuff you can get on Amazon for fairly cheap. And then over here I have my like painting customization station. Haven't been able to do as much as I would like to over here. I did buy an airbrush, but I managed to clog it up. Haven't gotten around to cleaning it. As you can see, these are finished prints I've done recently. So there's the super flexible, I think that's F80. And this is my black ABS like. So it came out really well. But hey guys, hope that helps, especially Prodigy Prints, that this kind of helps you see the big picture of how resin printing works and what you need and the workflow. But like, this is basically just the setup video. I'm not getting the settings and all that. This is just basically your basic setup video of how do I get started. I run this in the garage because I definitely would not run this in the house unless you have a well ventilated room, because this stuff does get, even with the purifier, it does get pretty stinky per se. At least that way I can pop open the garage and let out any extra excess, like whatever's going on, right? Because this IPA is probably worse than the resin itself. When you pop that open, it hits you pretty good too. So you got the IPA and the resin, and you really don't want that in your house. So it's just better to have in the garage, a shed or something. But yeah guys, from one beginner to anybody new trying to start in, hope this helps. Like, comment, subscribe. JJ out.